Good morning and welcome to another edition of Rude Awakening. It's 9 o'clock here in Senegal on December the 18th, 2022. So I was going to start structuring these and sort of jot down some bullets that I could highlight, but what I like to do is just come raw and unfiltered and just come from my heart. So spent a lot of time rereading works by Sheikh Anta Diop and by Frantz Fanon, and to reinforce things that we've all lived and that we've all experienced, especially oppressed peoples in the world. And my um, greatest or biggest experiences with oppressed people was when I lived in America for 59 years. And and oppressed people, whether your melanin content boils down mainly to poor people who are subjugated to economic exploitation, which is the basis of capitalism. And there would have been no capitalism without the Atlantic slave trade. So, with all that being said, here I am in Senegal. Been here for a little over a year now, learning Wolof pretty well. But more important, learning the people, learning the culture. And Senegal is the most western point on the African continent. And so it's many things here. Glory Isle, the the people I see here, the people I saw when I lived and grew up in America. So and the mannerisms and the customs here, the stuff that even the foods that especially in eastern North Carolina that we experienced and lived there came from here. So all that being said, um, something crossed my mind this morning. I wanted to come with it, and that next week this time it'll be Christmas. Kids will be waking up. Most happiest time in America, man, for kids or whoever. And we do this out of there's a so-called religious significance in it, but it I'm not even going to get into the history of all that and the politics of it, but yeah, just the goodness that people show and the love they show for humanity at this time is wonderful. And with that being said, um, being here, I've learned that there's a big lack of opportunity. There's no, um, for lack of a better word, institutions that create opportunities that offer seed money for people. People here are intelligent. Uh, I mean, they have skills, but they just lack a boost. You know, in America, we have the expression, you can pull yourself up by your bootstraps. But here you ain't got no boots, you got flip flops. All right. So, and even the basics, and people work here, but the pay is little to nothing. Um, but if you have to go to the hospital, hospitals are not expensive, but still, money a lot of times is difficult. You're gonna eat first, and most people here eat chep. Chep is the Wolof word for rice. Rice is big. So, um, I know growing up and living in America that we, for lack of a better word, we waste a lot of resources. We waste a lot of money. We blow money like crazy. So let's crunch some numbers right quick. 300 plus million people, 330 million people in America, approximately. Um, 1/10 of that, or 1% of that, would be 3.3 million, and 1/10 of 1% would be 330,000 people. Nothing. And the average American like that, say they blow $50 to $100 a week, say $75 average. Okay. If people took half that money, if 330,000 people, just only 1/10 of the population, took that, say just $30 a week, collectively. Look how much money that would generate in 1 week. $10 million, basically. And here, $10 million can do a lot. We're talking about 1 week. I'm talking about a month or a year. And we're not talking about 1 million people or 1% of the American population, 3.3 million. And if you want to get down to it, I mean, I don't even want to get like label us as different. It's one thing about the dominant culture, the Western culture, that which was born out of the Greek and the Latin, and the Greeks and the Latin learned from the Egyptians, the original human beings. So we all descend from. Okay, melanin content, or where after the migrations of the human family went from Africa out into the rest of the diaspora, they spread about, and then you know this slight physiological differences like melanin content and small physiological structures difference, which came from adapting to an environment. That's nature. So beyond all of that, look, we all are one family. All of humanity is one family. So here, people, look here. Do this at this time now, time of Christmas. All right. If you feel like giving, and I don't want to start a nonprofit. I don't want to I don't even want to apply for grants. I want people direct action. If you want to help, if you really, really, really want to help people here, you can do a little. And I'll make sure I'll document it. I want nothing from nobody. Believe me. All right. I share everything I have here, as people do here, and they have nothing, but they share everything. And Western culture is me, 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 mine, 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 mine. I got mine, you get yours, da 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 da. Here, so sit, eat, and they have nothing. So, excuse me for being rude, but I call this rude awakening. Okay, I'm only coming out of love and respect, in a sense, to encourage your own self. Look, there are only two types of people in this existence, okay? Those that accept, affirm, and live and know that there's only one true cosmic reality, God, Allah, however you want to refer to that, and it's above a name. And those that reject it and ignore it. And most of us go back and forth with that on a constant basis. It's a struggle within our own self. But we have an avowed enemy, and it's not a creature red with horns and a tail and a pitchfork. That's some bullshit. All right. No, but there are negative forces, all right, that try to dilute and distract and have you ignore what you know to be true. Everybody knows this. Everybody. It's not a game. We play games with ourselves, but it's not a game. So look, peace and love to everybody. All right. If you want to help, I'm gonna post something today later on Facebook. Really, I want people to start thinking collectively. We can do a lot here. I'm here. I'm boots on the ground. Okay, serious people. All right, let's get busy. Action. Assalamu alaikum.